So are SMGs like the next big thing in Destiny 2? I gotta say, guys, I use the shit out of these weapons, and I would say I started off using them as like a point of reference, just trying to get an idea, like, are these gonna be really that good? And then, like, as I was going along and kind of just playing for fun, I saw myself constantly trying to put an SMG back on, because I realized how good they are. They really are good, and there was a lot of talk on forums and stuff saying how terrible SMGs are, and I really think it's just because some people were using either the wrong perks or just the wrong SMG to begin with. So many people try to use Risk Runner, which is the exotic SMG that came with our Warlock class. They try to use that in PvP. I believe that is a wonderful PvE SMG. I also think it's a terrible PvP SMG, and you should not be using it there. Now, I'm not saying that you can't make it work. It's just not the best. Now, I do want to break down and talk about the SMGs that I had the most success with, okay? And this is me rocking double SMGs. Now, specifically, I was rocking double SMGs because I felt like, for the most part, I wasn't going to be using any other weapons to, like, prime enemies. I wasn't using a hand cannon to get someone down to half health to just chew them the rest of the way with an SMG. This is me purely just using SMGs, playing off of being pushy, being on top of people. And the two SMGs that gave me the best success was actually the Showrunner, which is a Vanguard SMG, and Phosphoros MG4, which is an Omlon SMG. That's got to be one of the sexiest weapons in the game right now. I mean, it looks just beautiful, fellas. Now, in terms of time to kill, these weapons range from, or at least these two weapons range from 0.9 seconds to 0.93 seconds. Now, is that good? In Destiny 2 lingo, that is excellent. That is wonderful. Matter of fact, that is the best. Some of the best. And currently, right now, at least from what we know, that's some of the best time to kill that you could have got from this past beta. Now, something that was really unique about Phosphoros MG4, which was really different than what we got in Destiny 1. There is a perk on Phosphoros, which is called Phase Magazine. It actually will increase the damage while lowering the rate of fire. So actually, the damage will go from 14 a crit and 10 body shot damage to actually 20 a crit and 15 body shot damage. Now, normally, when you have a perk like that, which is essentially just focus fire, which you've seen on something like Service Regime and other weapons inside of Destiny 1, normally focus fire allows the weapon to be more consistent, especially at certain ranges, but the trade-off is normally a worse time to kill. So yeah, you'll get something like focus fire, but the time to kill won't be that great. Phosphoros is actually the opposite, cutting it from 900 rounds per minute to 450, up in its damage to from 14 to 20, allows this weapon to actually have a better time to kill than what it originally had. So now you have a weapon that has a better time to kill, that has still a good sizable magazine, and also is more consistent at range. And so that, to me, just spells out one of the best submachine guns in the game. Now, currently, I don't have access to all the weapons, but I'm just saying right off the bat, that's the sweet spot for me. So I felt like that was extremely good. Now, I don't know if that's going to be the case with all 450 round per minute weapons, but at least from that standpoint, that perspective, it was really good. Now, the other submachine gun, again, the Showrunner, is a 900 round per minute weapon, and it is fast, man. I mean, it is on fire, dude. It eats people up, but the main thing with this weapon is, again, outside of optimal range, dude, which is, I would say, which is anything like 8, 9, 10 meters or less. Like, maybe not even that far. Anything less or more than that, it is so apparent, man. It is punishing. Whereas, like a lot of other games, you know, whatever game you may play, if you ever use like an SMG, you can make it work at certain ranges. Like, right, you've got somebody in front of you. They're, even if they're moving around and shooting you back, and you do use an SMG, you can make it work. Whereas in Destiny 2, if they're not in that optimal range, if they're not up close against you, especially with something like the Showrunner, it was punishing. Now, how did it perform when someone was next to you? Oh my God, it ate them in half, man. I mean, straight up just chewed straight through them. And so the gun is good. It just, again, it's very punishing. And the same with Phosphoros to a certain extent. Now, are SMGs going to be game-changing? I think they are. I really think these weapons were severely overlooked this past beta. I think a lot of people wrote it off because they didn't necessarily they didn't put themselves in too many close quarter combat situations. I found myself more in close quarter combat, and instead of taking the route that I saw so many other people doing, as soon as they got close to someone, they want to sit there and try to double melee someone down, even though double melee actually doesn't kill someone anymore. I would actually just sit here and just lay on the submachine gun. I would lay on it, and it would kill them before they would ever get their second melee off of me. And so little things like that, man, really helped me out and really made my game much better in close quarter combat. I think SMGs are really good, guys. I think it's something that you should have used in this past beta. If you didn't, that's okay. Destiny 2 rolls around, fellas. You really need to be trying it. I'm really interested in seeing the 450 rounds per minute, guys. That is the submachine guns. I know that's random that I'm just throwing that in there, but it is something that I'm very interested in. To see that the archetype that's going to be, I don't know, maybe the most competitive is not necessarily the highest rate of fire one. See, Destiny 1, I would say everything went toward the high rate of fire weapons. You know, the weapons like, you know, Hawksaw or even Clever Dragon for a period of time there, that was the most dangerous weapons. You know, the weapons such as, you know, Doctrine of Passing for the longest time were the most dangerous weapons. And so it's interesting to see that we've kind of veered away from that. I'm pleasantly surprised that focus fire is now something that benefits the weapon, not only in terms of consistency, but also in time to kill.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.